Hello, Internet. It is I, Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today we're going to be talking about Conclave. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So, let's get to it. Pros! So, let's look at our cast here. We got our main man, Ralph Fiennes, who has been in quite a few movies, to say the least. I go through the list here. Anything I would immediately notice. Let's see, the Schindler's List, which is a classic. The English Patient, which I believe is considered one of the worst Best Picture winners ever. Apparently, the movie is like super boring, from what I hear. Um, Prince of Egypt. That's a voiceover role, but that movie's forever a classic. There's the Avengers, not the Marvel Avengers. Okay, this isn't that. It's just apparently some British show that was called The Avengers, but the movie was just really bad. What else do we have? Red Dragon, Made in Manhattan, Wallace and Gromit. Cool, but that's a voiceover role. And we got Lord Voldemort right here, the noseless Lord Voldemort. That's who his main role throughout his career. And after that, not a whole. No, I guess he was Hades and Clash of the Titans and Wrath of the Titans. Neither movie being very good. This Hurt Locker, I know that was the Best Picture winner. The Reader, I think that was just Oscar bait. Skyfall was obviously a huge hit, 1.1 billion. There's Grand Budapest Hotel, which I know was another big hit for him. Spectre. He voiced in Lego Batman as Alfred. Holmes and Watson. Does anyone even remember that movie? I feel like it's best as a society we just forget it ever happened. I know the people who saw it want to forget it ever happened. I mean, you know your movie's bad when even Netflix says no. Like, that's a real story. What else do we have? There's Doolittle. There's No Time to Die. There's King's Man, which didn't do all that well. The Menu, which was a nice little hit. And yeah, now we're up to Conclave. So he has hits under his belt, mostly Harry Potter, but he has hits under his belt. He has a solid enough track record. And people will definitely know who he is, so that's good. What else do we got? We got Stanley Tucci. Yeah, he's been in quite a few movies, so let's go over his track record, shall we? Let's go over the ones that I would recognize. This Beethoven the Dog. I know that. Pelican Brief, which apparently looked like a hit. Let's keep going. There's America's Sweethearts, Road to Perdition, Made in Manhattan, The Core. Oh no. I A while ago I saw like clips of The Core. It is the goofiest movie you may ever see because it literally says "fuck you" the science, like straight up. It is just silliness, pure silliness. Then you got The Terminal, which did Shall We Dance. A lot of these are just like supporting roles. That's like a running theme throughout his career. There's Devil Wears Prada. There's Robots. He was Rodney's dad. So there's that, but that's a voiceover role. There's Julie and Julia. There's Lovely Bones. Easy A. He was the dad of Emma Stone's character. Captain America: The First Avenger. Yeah, he was in the first Captain America movie. I'm pretty sure a lot of people forgot about that. Hunger Games. Caesar Flickerman. He was in all the movies. Percy Jackson, Sea of Thieves, Mr. D. I don't like that name. They're gonna move on from that. Some Muppets Most Wanted, Transformers for. Oh, I remember that movie. Unfortunately, yeah, he was just like I don't even know why he decided to be in that movie. I feel like it was beneath him, but he decided to do it, and it was just a weird choice. Really weird choice. Spotlight, which yeah, that was Best Picture winner. That was an ensemble movie. Transformers: The Last Night, from Transformers Five. Was he the damn knight like in like the King Arthur time? Was he Merlin? I think he was. Maybe wrong. I know he was in that movie in the beginning. It was terrible. Especially forget about it. What else is Show Dogs? No one remembers that. Kingsman is Merlin. Winnie Houston. I want to dance with somebody which nobody saw, and then now we're here. Who else do we got? Who else? John Lithgow. Okay, I know he's been in some movies. Quite a few of them. Anything that would admit there's terms of endearment. Blah 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 blah. Let's keep going. This Pelican Brief. Civil Action, I don't think was a hit. He voiced in Rugrats in Paris. He was Lord Farquaad in the first Shrek. He voiced him. There's Dreamgirls. There's Rise of the Planet of the Apes. The Campaign. This is 40. Interstellar. The Accountant. Daddy's Home 2. He was like Will Ferrell's dad in that movie. It's Pitch Perfect 3, I guess. There's Pet Cemetery. Not a whole lot of really important after that. Yeah, he's recognizable. So, like one more person, like main person here, this Isabella person. I've never heard of her ever. um, she been anything like really important? Not really seeing anything. I see Joy. I see Incredibles 2, and that's kind of it. So, Incredibles 2, that was just a voiceover role. So, not really much of anything, compared to everybody else. But yeah, we got some recognizable faces in here, and I will always say that's a good thing. So that's a pro. But a big pro is that reviews for this movie are very good, has a 92%, which is obviously that's a pro. Like, how could it not be? Its audience score is a little lower than that. It's an 82%, which is like, it's not like awful, but it's not great. It's not ideal. Cinema score is a B plus, which is fine, just fine. It's like if you get lower than a B plus, you're in trouble. So yeah, its critic score is very good. Its audience score and cinema score are teetering on the edge of being like not so great, but it's just high enough to be passable. So that's a pro. Uh, Another pro, I guess, is preview numbers 500K. That's not all that bad considering the lack of like big publicity surrounding this thing. And the fact it's only in like not even like 800, 1800 theaters. So I mean, it could be worse. Could be a lot worse. So I guess I'll label that as a pro, a very minor pro. And I think that's it with pros. Okay, cons. Um okay, so I haven't seen like a lot of big marketing surrounding this thing. I haven't seen like any like ads or anything like that. So that could be an issue. Like that could hinder it a little bit. So that's a con. Another con is that what I've noticed with the audience reviews, I've noticed like literally the two um da, 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 two reviews say like had an unnaturally weird ending. Like great movie. Says great movie till the very okay. One of them says like the ending was kind of weird. So I need to like look through this to see like if that's like a running theme. Just this is the unexpected ending. Ending was disappointing. Twist at the end, I admittedly did not see coming. Uh, wasn't a fan of the ending. Okay, so the ending, some people like it, some people don't, and the ending of a movie can really like change like your whole perception of the movie itself because like obviously if you watch a movie and it's going great, if the ending like pisses you off, then it just spoils the whole experience. It just ruins your view of the movie because that's all you think about, how shit the ending is. I mean, look at Game of Thrones. The show was like well loved for like 6 seasons. Was it six or so? I don't know how many seasons, but for most of its life, it was great. Then that last season hit, and all that goodwill died immediately because the last season was so trash. I've never seen Game of Thrones, but I remember all the backlash around that last season. Boy, it was bad. Because that's like a prime example of like how not to end something. So the ending of this movie, people might feel like a certain way about it. So that could be an issue, but that might be like for some people. Some people might just be fine with it. I don't know. But it's something to note, judged by what I've been reading from like audience reviews. Another con is that this is going up against Venom 3, which isn't really doing that hot from the numbers I've been seeing, but it's still going to be the big draw of the weekend. All eyes are going to be on that. So, dealing with that, that's a con. And then another con is that, we're about to hit November. November is going to be. I don't know how to describe November. It's very backloaded because the first half of November, it's trash. But once we hit like mid-November, things really start to pick up in terms of like potential hits. So, but still, there's like you have like a movie here next weekend, which is very much going after the same audience as this, the same older demographic, and that could be a problem. So, yeah. So just November coming up and like all the movies coming out around that time, that's going to be a problem. So that's a con. And I think that's it. So opening weekend, from the early numbers I've seen, this is projected to hit about $5 million. Let me see. Uh, yeah, about $5 million, which isn't like awful. I mean, that's a lot better than some of movies I've been opening to like recently, and they had like more theaters and more, apparently a lot more publicity. That's better than like Saturday Night, and the Piece by Piece, and The Apprentice is better than all of them. So yeah, 5 million is projected. So I guess um I'm gonna stick with that. 5 million opening weekend, and it's total. I don't know about its legs. It could be real. They could be good, but we'll see. I guess I'm gonna go with like 15 to 20 million, and yeah, that's it. We got only one more movie to talk about this weekend. Yes, only two movies. Thank God. And that movie is a Venom: The Last Dance, Venom 3. That'll be next. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, so that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. And check out more videos like this. I got playlists on the homepage, all previous prediction videos I made this year, the past few years. You want to watch any of those videos, go right ahead. There's also box office um box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. October recap is gonna be within like before mid-November. I'll say that. that video is not going to be very positive. It's going to be quite negative. I already know how I'm going to start that video. I'm not going to tell you how, but I know how it's going to start. And it's not going to be, that whole video is just not going to be fun to talk about. But yeah, look forward to that. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos of me on the channel, you can go right ahead. And there's also the canceled series, or whenever all the movies that are supposed to come out but didn't, for 250 episodes. You want to watch that series, you want to binge it from beginning to end, I highly encourage you to do that. I didn't talk about Conclave like once. So, yeah, you want to watch that series, go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.